My name is Haley Comet and welcome to my cosmic corner of the internet where we discuss all things astrology, and today all things Capricorn Descendant, Cancer risings in love, connection, and partnership. Our astrological natal chart tells us a lot. It tells the story of our own strengths, challenges, opportunities, themes, growth, and it also tells you the ideal other to have by your side on that journey. Because when we look at the chart, ascendant is how it is that we see the world, right? How it is that the world sees us. But we're not looking for someone just like us, right? We're looking for polarity. We're looking for balance. So if you are a Cancer rising or someone that you know is a Cancer rising, they are looking for someone who embodies Capricorn qualities in all of its capacities. We'll explore the lighter side of this energy, the sort of people that you are drawn to who are a harmonious fit, who really accentuate the amazing factors about you, who make up for certain arenas that you are deficient in, but also certain individuals that you can be drawn to and how that shows up within its shadow side. So you might listen to that part and be like, ooh, I had an ex who did that. I had a business partner who did that in the past. So it's important to understand your descendant, understand that that's the sort of individuals that you are drawn to, for better and for worse. I'm not saying you need to run out and meet a Capricorn. Certainly, can it be a great match? Absolutely. But when I go through this video, I'm talking about the type of person. So please release within your mind if you're like, wait, but I'm married to a different sign. That is totally okay. There's lots of nuances, some of which we'll get into, but essentially just thinking of the energy that I'll chat you through as an archetype. So let's go ahead and take you through the light side and the shadow side of how a Capricorn descendant like individual could show up. And if you could just keep in the back of your mind, if I earn your like, your comment, your share, your turn on a notification, I am so grateful. I would appreciate any and all engagement that you can give. It's really helpful as it relates to creating cosmic content. And without further ado, let's dive in. Capricorn descendant. Okay, so as a Cancer rising, the ascendant is essentially the lens by which you view the world, right? So you view the world through this Cancer lens, ruled by the moon. You're seeing the world through this lunar set of glasses. And so you are someone who's more attuned to the emotional layers of any given situation. I always joke, when Cancer risings enter a room, they're almost just like magnetizing to whose energy is off or what's off, because they are just so aware. Like whenever someone tries to say Cancer rising is moody, I'm like, they're responsive. They're picking up on dynamics and emotional layers that you and I are not privy to, right? So they're not moody, although sometimes you guys can be a little moody. But check out the Cancer rising video to check that out within its entirety. But that's not what you're necessarily looking for in an ideal partnership. What you need is grounding. You need someone who grounds you down in the practicalities, and that is what you are looking for with a Capricorn descendant. Capricorn is so realistic, sometimes to the point of pessimistic. So again, you infuse into their life, because this is a harmonious pairing, you infuse into their life this energy of safety, of emotional connection, of allowing them to feel safe and comfortable with their emotions. They infuse into your life some structure, right? So you don't just dissolve into what it is that you feel, right? This energy around taking in reality of the current as well as building the future rather than living in the past, which is the energy of Cancer. So your ideal match will be someone who is very grounded, who's able to ground down your emotions, maybe someone who is able to give logic to situations where you just kind of see the emotional layers, which makes it a little cloudy. Maybe it's individuals who are able to ground you when it comes to your dreams and ideas, give you tactile and tangible ways that that can become a reality. Maybe individuals who can just ground you in life when you just feel lost at sea, just individuals who anchor you into the present, maybe even like allow you to anchor into your body, with it being earth sign, like individuals who are like, have you ate today? Have you worked out today? Things of that nature is someone that is helpful for you to be magnetized toward. Editing Haley here. I just wanted to expand on this idea of being drawn to individuals who have these earthy sensibilities, right? Since Capricorn is an earth sign, you are drawn to individuals who are deeply sensual. You can find that those that you are magnetized towards like the finer things in life. Typically, they'll have exquisite style, right? A style that is more classic, that is more time-honored, not swayed by trends, preferring things that are a little bit more sleek. And these are individuals who will pay a little more for the finer things in life. They don't settle, and they don't want you to settle either. So you can find you are drawn to individuals who really want to take you to the nicest restaurants, to the nicest hotels, buy you the nicest clothes. Again, maybe not flashy with it, but because they are earth signs, they want to experience the full range of earthly material experiences. And since you partner with these sort of people, they will bring you along on that journey. Another dynamic of what it is that you are looking for is typically you are looking for someone who does have some ambition. Now, something that I don't like about a lot of how we talk about Cancer is that while it is energy that is certainly, soft and nurturing, it's so shrewd, okay? Cancer is a very shrewd energy. Like Cancer, the ascendant of the Capricorn Descendant, is governed by a crab. And, they move side to side. They're shrewd. They're aware. They kind of bob and weave. Whereas Capricorn is, a goat, sea goat, but it's more linear. It moves forward, right? So this is like dream team when it comes to business. Like I'm not saying that Capricorn is the only sign that's good at business. I think Cancers oftentimes are, but they have different skills. And where Capricorn helps you is that they tend to be very linear. They tend to be very disciplined. They tend to be very ambitious around, if we're here, how do we get there? And creating an action plan, right? We have to do this, and then we have to do this, and then we have to do this. Whereas your skill set is around being able to adjust or tune into the collective, what's needed, being able to sort of adjust to market, being able to adjust for security, things of that nature. Whereas the Capricorn, the energy of who it is that you are drawn to, is concerned around how are we to build our future, our future together. So oftentimes you can find that you are magnetized towards individuals who are very accomplished. You could be drawn to ambition in someone because a Cancer rising is interested in feeling safe, wants to feel at ease, wants to feel at home, right? And so they'll be drawn to someone who creates the resources to make the home or is able to have ambition in order to support them with the security that they crave and that they're looking for. So how this could show up, because it's important when we talk about descendant, yes, it's your spouse, but it can also be your business partner. So maybe you're someone as a Cancer rising who's around the vision or being able to kind of adjust to market rate or nurture the customers, whereas your Capricorn ideal business partner is someone who's able to forecast, who's able to plan. Hey, if we're here and this is where it is that we want to go, how do we get there, right? And something else I would look to as it relates to your ideal match, right? The person who balances all of the beautiful qualities of your chart is someone who supports you as it relates to boundaries. You are the moon. You're ruled by the moon. So you by nature, right, are a luminary, right? You bear light. And when it comes to that, because of your nurturing kind of ability, because of your attunement to emotional layers that other people miss, sometimes you can struggle with boundaries. You want to overgive, you want to, nurture and coddle people when they are in need of help. And you can be drawn to individuals who say no, like you can't do that. You can't be leaking out your energy like that. Or you need to have boundaries when it relates to how it is that you show up or how it is that you give. Whether that shows up if you guys have children together one day, whether that shows up when it comes to you and your friends, like someone's like, hey, no, you need to have boundaries. When it comes to your family and being like, hey, that's not okay. I've been talking your ear off the last 3 hours. I love this combination of Cancer, Capricorn, because I think to be soft in a harsh world requires some structure. It requires some discipline, right? Your Capricorn Descendant partner can be someone who gives you that space, who protects your softness, right? Who protects your kind of more vulnerable side and allows you the space to be nurturing and to be sweet and to be soft and to be caring. Because if we go out there hard exposed, oftentimes they'll be beat up. We need structure. We need to be able to say, no, I can't do that. This is more important to me. Or no, this isn't fair. I need to give my care and my compassion to other arenas. So your ideal partner will be someone who supports you with boundaries, who supports you with structure in all arenas of your life. Now let's get more specific. What is your ideal match? Because there's a lot of facets of the birth chart. This is just one angle that tells us our ideal match. But we can get more information about our ideal match when we look to the descendant, a ruler, or you can think of it as Lord. And it's even said in some texts that this describes the circumstances that we meet our spouse or our spouse themselves. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at your birth chart and find Saturn. Find Saturn by sign, by house, and by aspects. And that can describe the ideal match of who it is that you are drawn to. So let's give an example around how you could put this together within your mind. Let's say you are a Cancer rising, so automatically you have a Capricorn descendant, and you see that you have Saturn in Sagittarius in the 6th house, conjunct Mercury, okay? This would describe your ideal match. So knowing that this individual has Saturn in Sagittarius, they'll still be very ambitious, very practical, right? The Capricorn energy, but they might be more of an explorer. Maybe they're very ambitious about their business so that they're able to travel, right? Or they're very, structured and logical, when it comes to their job as a professor. Like Sagittarian archetypes could sort of describe this individual. So it's with Mercury, so it could be someone who is very, very intelligent, really exquisite communicator. And within the 6th house could be someone who's very interested in health, very interested in wellness, perhaps is always busy, puts a lot of pressure on themselves to succeed, always go, 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 go. Let's take another example. So let's say you are Cancer rising and you see that your Saturn is in Gemini within the 12th house opposite your sun. So with the Saturn in Gemini, it might be someone who's deeply, deeply intelligent or interested in learning, perhaps holding away with the energy in the 12th house to study, to learn, maybe even spiritual topics, esoteric topics, or something of the nature. With that Saturn opposite sun, we would also pull in this tension from sun. So it could be someone who's more reserved, someone who's more so in solitude, something of that nature. So to give an example on this, so 12th house is essentially hospitals, it's prisons, right? It's mental illness institutions. It's also kind of a spiritual house. So that could describe maybe someone who works at prisons. Maybe you met them at a hospital. Maybe they are someone who is more spiritual. You met them at a spiritual event of some sort. These could be examples of it. Okay, but even our lovely Capricorns in this world have a shadow side. So let's get into it. The first being, and I see it all the time with my Cancer rising friends, so you're going to want to be mindful of it as well, is you can be drawn to individuals who are a bit harsh. Straight up. Like with the energy of having a Capricorn Descendant, you can be drawn to individuals who are more stoic, who are more somber, who are more serious, who are very rooted into where it is they are now. And sometimes you can perceive their sort of reserved nature as them being cruel, right? Or being harsh or something of that nature. And knowing that you're drawn to these sort of individuals, again, it's like that structure, but structure to protect softness. Sometimes I see these sort of individuals drawn to people who it's like, they want to toughen them up, right? They don't want to protect your softness. They want to be harsh and mean. And in that case, that's not the right person for you. But with this energy of Saturn, it is a harsh wake up, like individuals who want to give you a wake up call and take you out of your emotions at any given moment, who are very like harsh about the reality. Again, the ideal match for this is individuals who, yes, root you in your reality, but aren't cruel or harsh about it, right? Who just attune you to, hey, maybe you can work on this, or hey, maybe we should build for this particular future. I've seen this sometimes where they are drawn to individuals who are just inherently cold, where they do not feel close to them. There is this energy of restriction. So just being mindful that when it comes to partnerships, looking for structure, yes, but also ensuring that you have the space to be your Cancer rising self, right? And the second thing I want you to be mindful of is, it's a tired old cliche about Capricorn energy, but let's get into it because there is some truth to it. You can be drawn to workaholic types. People where a lot of their energy, a lot of their mental space is around building the future, attuning to the peak of their own ability. So working very hard, putting a lot of their energy towards it. Like when it comes to this axis, for you, success is like nurturing a garden, right? It's attuning to the layers. It's tapping into what, leaves are droopy. Does the soil need changes? It's very aware. It's very in tune. Whereas Capricorn is around, this is the solution and we're going to build it at all costs necessary, right? Brick by brick, step by step. And with that, you can find the energy, the archetype of water and garden, it's a little bit more nurturing. It's a little bit more all in good timing. Again, you're ruled by the moon. So you are in tune with these cycles, whereas Capricorn is like, must build, and they put a lot of pressure on themselves. So the ideal is like you remind them to, take care of themselves, to nurture themselves, to attune to their emotions, but out of balance. You could be drawn to someone who is ambitious almost to their detriment, continually trying to succeed, like at all costs, must ascend to the peak of their ability. Again, the ambition is a good thing, but with this energy, it can get out of base where you feel alone in the connection. You're like, what matters more to you, your career or me? What is that you're building or me? So the ideal partnership is both building our future while nurturing the now is really the ideal here. And the last tendency that I want you to be mindful of is individuals who are pessimistic, right? With the energy of Capricorn, they could be so rooted in the reality that they're pessimistic, right? Constantly looking for, well, that won't work because of this. Like, again, it's a lovely blend because you ruled by the moon, you're in tune with the cycles and your intuition and all of these things. You remind them to dream, but it's important that you aren't drawn to people who just want to poke holes in your plan or make fun of your spiritual beliefs or anything of that nature. You can find that they could be kind of a Debbie Downer, and it's not their fault, and it's not necessarily their fault. Just some people are more Saturnian, where they do have a tendency when they look at anything, they focus on what's wrong with it. This makes you guys a dream team, in that you guys can attune to what needs to be improvement. But if they solely exist in that world where they're not able to tap into ever any sort of like joy or divinity or peace, like that can be detrimental on your own emotional state when you constantly feel like you're being criticized, when you constantly feel like nothing's ever good enough, because the energy of Capricorn is around building. It's about ascending to the peak of our own ability, right? So there is this energy for Capricorn energy around constantly being in progress, right? Constantly scanning and looking for ways to improve, to be the best that they can. And because of that, it can sort of feel like they're laser focused around, well, this isn't right and the house isn't right in these ways, things of nature, which can be like, what the heck? Can't you find anything that you like? It's how they are wired. And again, it can be helpful for scanning for potential, risks or things of the nature, but it can be draining. So just something to keep your eye on as it relates to your, partners, as well as your business partners, things of that nature. So my loves, I would love to hear what has been your experience dating and with one-to-one contacts, having a Capricorn descendant. Have you been able to like tap into the dream team energy? Like I'm telling you, like Capricorn in astrology is like the, archetypal father, and Cancer in astrology is the archetypal mother. Again, there will be fathers and mothers of every single sign, but archetypal Capricorn is the energy around building and success, and Cancer is the energy around nourishment and nurturing. So together, when they can appreciate one another, when the Cancer softness can appreciate and feel held by the Capricorn structure, when the Capricorn structure can soften at the Cancer's emotional receptivity and depth, magic occurs, truly alchemy occurs. And that's why I love this axis so much. I would love to hear your experiences below. My Instagram handle is @HaleyComet Astrology. My TikTok is the same. I would so love to connect with you over there. But until we meet again, drink lots of water and stay cosmic.